Hello and welcome to the Zodiac Age. FF12, the Zodiac Age specifically. So I have a playlist of the original FF12 and the International Zodiac version on my channel already. I've played this game multiple times. Now we're going to play the Zodiac Age. Thanks entirely again to Avac, for those who haven't seen that video. The description will have a link to that. His channel. And he's also playing it, for those who want to watch his perspective as well, from someone who hasn't played this game about 9 trillion times. Other important things in the description. This game allows you to, if you have not played this or the international version, this game allows you to pick a job for every character, and that determines what license board that character has access to, as opposed to the original version, wherein everyone had the same license board that just had everything on it, so everyone could do everything. This has you pick jobs. As far as I'm aware, you may pick 2 jobs for every character. This allows you to use all of the items in the game in a single playthrough instead of requiring multiple playthroughs, but, you know, little tidbits. It also has a speed mode, which I will show when we actually get into the game. I will leave it at ×2 for now, but I will probably up it to ×4 at some point. We'll be using the reorchestrated music, and that's more or less really the only settings that change. Subtitles are on because I'm recording. Just a thing. I may talk over some cutscenes. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna probably do it occasionally anyway, so, you know, just bear that in mind. And I got distracted by the settings, but you pick jobs, and the jobs that are going to be picked are going to be from you guys, so you can leave. I need to cough, hold on. Alright, so leave a comment down below for what you want, what job you desire that I pick for certain characters. For instance, one of the first characters we get, well actually the first character we get that we can choose a job for is Vaughn, so let me know in the description what job you would like me to pick for Vaughn. And for now, for the first few characters, I'm just going to probably randomly pick some 2 comments from the description, not the description. You know what? You guys understand. Leave a comment. I'm gonna randomly pick 2. That'll be their job. Let's get the game underway, shall we? For some of the later characters, I might do a poll. Get a more general consensus instead of just randomly picking 2.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Farewell.
Launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
We must withdraw!
No! The paling still stands!
Shield beyond sight, ne'er failing light.
The paling's fallen!
Then it's over!
For my father. For my father!
Lord Rasler!
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice: Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Ramenas, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
You there? Can you hear me? It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand? Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanaster.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
We move. Alright. That was like 10 minutes of cutscene. Welcome to Final Fantasy. Alright. So much of this dialogue is just tutorial stuff that I'm going to relatively quickly skim through, so... Again, just tutorial stuff. Right stick camera, left stick move. We can walk if we so desire. Rex here uses all the same animations as Vaughn, as best I know. You can talk to any character showing one of these. To talk to them, approach and hit the button. He wants us to talk to our Dalmascan friend over here. We'll enter the fortress through the gate after we give you a tutorial about the action icon. That's just letting you know there's something you can interact with. It also shows up for treasure chests and switches and it's actually basically it. Anything you can interact with that is not a person to talk to will show that icon. We also get super duper simple combat tutorial stuff here in a moment, but anyway. He's telling us that we can open up the party menu, which is entirely irrelevant because we don't have a party. And this is targeting lines, so for those of you who have not played FF12 or seen anything about it, this is essentially showing you who's targeting what. Let's next open the battle menu. Once you've selected attack and targeted a foe, attack is like a default action, so once you initiate attacking, or anything else for that matter, I think, it will continue attacking. So you can use an item and then it will go back to attacking as far as I'm aware, unless I've completely forgotten how that works. But so here's the combat menu. I have it set to wait, so once I have this menu open, you'll notice it pauses all the time. This includes any active gauges. So you can see that little gauge down there at the bottom that says attack. If I open this up, it pauses that. That's sort of like, a lot of FFs use a gauge like that. So essentially sort of like an active time battle system, I think is what they're traditionally called in FF games.
Captain?
Captain? This dude has really loud audio, by the way. I just want to point that out. And there's like, it's not my end. This dude just has really loud audio. I think he just ignores the audio settings in the menu. But anyway, here's our quote first boss. It's not actually a boss, it's just here to exist. We have very simple magics, by the way. We have thunder, which I can show off. There we go. Did it. So there you see the attack initiated, despite the fact I never told him to attack. We also have Cure, which we'll never use, and some miscellaneous items that we will not use in this part. The reason I'm not going to use Cure, and the reason I'm never going to use those items, is because at least one of the soldier dudes will throw a potion at you. So you don't need to worry too much about it. That green line that you just saw there means someone was healing me. I told you, quote, boss for a reason. He's not really a boss, because you can't do anything at this point in the game. And neither can you. These are essentially this game's limit breaks. They have a
Adeline, this is Sunbury.
I told you he's loud.
My engines are hit. She'll not hold much longer.
We receive you, Tomberry. You've leave to retire. Well fought.
My thanks, Antlion. Tonberry disengaging.
He's so loud for no reason. They have a relatively complicated system for the limit breaks in this game. They're not actually called limit breaks, but for the purposes of now, we'll call them that. Essentially, you can chain them together, and depending on what level and the quantity of them that you chain together, you get a different finisher at the end. So you chain 3 level 1s together, you get the most basic finisher, but you chain 9 level 3s together and you destroy the entire world. Limit breaks are single target in this game. All of them are single target. The only thing that is not single target is the finisher. The finisher is an AoE and will hit everything around your initial target. So he's just telling us about the location map, which is this thing here, which you will use a lot in this game. By default, you do not start with a location map. You will only know the zones that you have already traversed, which are shown. Your current zone is shown right there in the center, that sort of orangish brownish color. Known zones are this lighter gray, and then unknown zones, or untraversed zones, I should say, are this darker gray. That darker gray will only show up if you have picked up a map for the area. Otherwise, it's just you're just running around like a blind man, essentially.
Vossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Oculus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
Quickly, Rex. So there's no loot down there. There's no loot to my right. There is some loot in this room over here. He's going to interrupt us to tell about retreating. Which does nothing right now. Because essentially what retreating does, is it forces your gambits off for all characters. So I'll hold it. You can see it. There you go. We can run around just like normal. It forces the gambits on your characters to turn off so that you can force the AI as well as your own character to retreat from an area where you're, a losing fight or whatever. There's no reason to fight these dudes, by the way. They sort of just do their thing. I don't think there's treasure down here either, but we may as well check because I've forgotten. Now, where is treasure? Hey. Oh, but... Hi, we can open stuff. I think it was the original version of the game. You couldn't open treasure chests if you were in combat or were doing some sort of animation or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but there's no reason to fight these guys. But since we're here, I can talk about the chain. As you kill enemies of the same, I don't know the term that the game uses, but the same genus, essentially. The same type. Probably uses type. You will increase your chain. You saw the chain down there in the bottom right. It said 3 chain. The higher the chain goes, the better the loot drops you get from those enemies, as well as from the first enemy you kill when you break the chain as well. I believe. It won't be a thing that I take advantage of, particularly early in the game. I'll take advantage of it in the second city we go to, as well as the Western Sand. So when we get to those places, it'll be quite a bit though. Anyway, these are save crystals. The PS4 version of the game does have autosaves, so these are not the only means of saving, as opposed to before, wherein they were the only means of saving. Ignore that other save file, that's a save I'm playing for someone else. Saving complete, there you go. There are also, and we'll learn about them later, there are also orange versions of save crystals, and those are teleport crystals. There's nothing out here, by the way. I'll walk out here and show it to you. There's nothing there. They allow you to teleport between orange crystals, so essentially just teleport around the world, provided you have the item to do so. And they also act as a normal save crystal. Very handy.
Intruders! Don't let them escape!
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
Don't worry guys, we'll handle these. And now we can talk about the speed up system in the game. Nice blocks. So if I hit L1, this is what it is for this and the international version, you can see it speeds the game up, currently 2 times because that's what I have it set to. You can tell it's fast forwarding if you're not used to it. With the little fast forward icon up in the top right. So I will be utilizing this quite a lot when traversing areas, just in general. There may also be a fair bit of editing when just traversing areas, but again, there's nothing down there. You can walk down there if you feel like it, but there's nothing down there. This area, by the way, is never used again. This is the only time you go to this area. There's no important loot here, there's really not a whole lot. You don't get any experience for fighting any of the enemies, it's just here for story.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello!
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
Get ready for some intense, high-octane rat fighting.
Vaughn! Hurry it up or they'll find us!
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. All right. Time to clean house.
These rats do almost nothing. In fact, most of the time they don't even aggro to you. So, when he hits me, there you go. 4 whole damage, and then he buggers off over there and stops fighting me. These dudes prove absolutely no trouble whatsoever, but they're not just any kind of rat, by the way. They are dire rats. Excuse me. Run away.
Wow, Vaughn! You got him all yourself?
I can't believe you're that
Guess
strong.
I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
Good old hide tanning. It's a good pastime. Would recommend. I wouldn't actually, though. Don't, like, at least detach the hide first, you know. Anyway, welcome to the royal city of Rabanasta.
Huh? What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Watch where you're going, churl. What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy!
Get out the way. Oh!
What? Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you? We need you to be there for us, Vaughn. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Alrighty. There you go. More explanations of how the map works. It will show you, if you have one, your objective on the map as well as unlocking the world map, which we'll go ahead and show. I mean, there's not going to be anything on here. We know about Nablina Fortress because that's where you actually start the game, as well as the waterway because that's where we fought the rats. But otherwise, we know nothing about anything that goes on in this world, apparently. There you go. That's the whole world map. It doesn't look particularly large, but it is a very large game. Equip menu we're not going to look at because we'll look at it later. That's basically it. So we can talk to all these people. These people, all the shops are closed, by the way. We'll check those later. These people basically just talk about the guards and the Empire and how they hate everyone involved with this nonsense going on, and there's a lot of tension. But more importantly, the consul is visiting today.
Pinello said you needed
for the
something?
first time, actually.
Had me some packages supposed to be arriving by courier. In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble on the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to an early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sandsea.
So, you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too? I can't leave my shop, and I've Pinello on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sandsea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
Now we, of course, know why Kites has gone missing, because he's a doofus and he was assisting us. But now the town itself is open, we will explore most of the town at a later point. I'll go over the map. There's the orange teleport crystal down there. That icon, right in the center of the screen, I can't point a mouse at it, but right in the center of the screen, that's the, I forgot the actual name for it. But that's where the airships are that you can fly around between cities and stuff like that. We have sword for our offense, obviously shield for our defense. This little purple thing is your magic shop, and then right next to it, that little scroll looking like thing is techniques, which I don't use very much, but we'll see. There's the Sandsea to the east of that, obviously it's got a mark on it. And then this little diamond is gambits. Now, gambits in this game are a huge part of the combat. I'm actually not going to go to the shops yet because we can't afford to buy anything, and we will be visiting these shops a lot anyway later, so don't fuss too much about that. But gambits are a huge part of the combat. There is a tutorial later when we get access to adjusting gambits and doing stuff like that. For now, we cannot do it. It's not even an option. The Gambit Store is closed. The Magic and Technique stores are also closed. You can't buy anything there. For obvious reasons, because you can't use anything there. You don't have Gambits on the menu, and you don't know any magic because you don't have a license board, which we will learn about soon.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
A creature spotted in the Ester Sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn! Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
So he's going to give us a bit of a tutorial on how hunts work, and I will just explain it to you in a rather short way. So essentially, there are these boards in any of the pubs and inns and whatever else you want to call them related to the city. There will be a board with hunts on it. You walk up to the board, don't want to hear all the details. Walk up to the board, pick up a hunt. Go talk to the person who posted the hunt, go kill the hunt, go talk to the person who posted the hunt again to get your reward, and you will get points for all the hunts that you kill, and those points will go to Clan Centuria, which we will meet very shortly here. You obtain a clan primer. And then he gives us an item and tells us to learn how to use it with license boards, which we'll talk about here in a moment. Actually, we'll probably talk about that in the next video. Think of licenses as mileposts. Indeed. Licenses are basically your ability to use items or magic, as well as some flat stat boosts. Licenses added to the party menu. Hooray! And then he gives us an item to leave the city. writ of transit. And he tells us to go out the east gate, to the Ester Sand. It's called the Ester Sand because it's to the east. Smart amongst you will notice that the Wester Sand has a W in it, that's because it's to the west. So we will not repeat this. So there's your warning. Once you choose a license board, you cannot re-choose a license board, although in this version I've been told you can pick two, so I don't know when or how you get access to that. But for now, we're going to make a quick journey before I end this video. Make a quick journey over here. I'll go ahead and show you the clan primer as well. So, shows you all the hunts. Obviously we only have one. It shows you the progress and information on that hunt, so we have accepted it. It is to be found in the Dalmasca Ester Sand. You can open the map. We haven't been to the Ester Sand, so we have no idea what it looks like, but it's somewhere over there. Anyway, also shows you bestiary, how many of everything you've killed and stuff like that. Information about them, 3D model, the genus and classification. It does use genus, as well as some tips. These are just tutorial things that you've seen and stuff like that, or have not seen. If it's your first time playing this game, or any game like this, you should probably read through the traveler tips. They will be very useful for you. In the bottom right of that screen, you might have also noticed a clan rank and some points. We are currently a Moppet because we're useless. The more hunts we kill, the more points we get, the more rewards we get from this place over here. So we talk to him, he lets us in, and this is the Clan Centurio headquarters. For those of you who've played FF14, this is where the Centurio marks come from. Or Centurio seals, whatever. For killing hunts and stuff. But anyway, there's a bunch of people in here. These are all hunters or hunters-to-be wandering about. Those are Moogles, by the way. Or that is a Moogle, and so is this. Mont Blanc. Yo, is this a new face? I am a hunter. We have a very strict entrance examination, and we've already passed it, so there you go, we did it. Good job, team. High fives all around. So now that we're a member, we have also access to the clan shop and the bazaar, which I will show you to, but it is currently useless. We will talk to the people in the halls at a later point, because it's required to talk to them, because they give you hunts as well. So when we get certain thresholds of points, we get another rank in our clan primer. I forgot what it's called for a second there. And then once we reach a higher rank, we get special items from Mont Blanc there. And access to special hunts as well from the Centurio Mark area place thing peoples. Anyway, we head down here. There is essentially no reason to ever come down here except for to shop right there, but I'll go ahead and show you the rest of the area. There's nothing here, but you know, you can talk to all these people if you want. They don't really say anything. There's a door here, doesn't actually do anything. Don't know why it exists or why they even modeled those stairs in right there, but they did. It's a thing. But anyway, this shop right here is the Clan Provisioner. So, obviously being a Moppet, we do not have much available for purchase from this guy. We can learn Decoy. Which is a very useful magic, by the way. And of course, we can sell stuff, but we don't really have anything. But Decoy is a very useful magic. Essentially, it's a taunt, so it calls one ally to be target of all foes. This allows you to have a tank in your party. It essentially allows a Trinity system, which other FF games do not have, apart from 11 and 14 have a Trinity system. But essentially you can have, in your party, you can decoy someone that is a designated tank that has heavy armor, or higher health, or something like that, or higher dodge. So they can take the hits for your other party members who are weaker, and then let's say you have a white mage in your party to heal the tank. That's their primary focus. So you can set up your party like that, and it's quite handy. Another thing that we should point out, I don't know why I'm actually wandering this way. Actually, I will wander this way. is the bazaar option at shops. And the bazaar functions, essentially what happens is you sell trash loot that you get from monsters, you know, hides and talons and stuff like that. You sell that to shops, and then based on the quantity that you have sold, you will unlock bazaar goods. And bazaar goods are either unique items, such as tomes that cause an increased rare item drop chance for specific types of monsters.
You there, let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on
Or
account
bundles
of
of items, which are cheaper than the individual
That's
items.
too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Magello. I just hate to see the consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offence in such trifling matters. Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the consul waiting. Right, gates are closed after this.
I'm such a dick. Anyway, people here complaining about the lines, and because the gates are closed, they can't get in. We also cannot get back in. That's actually a lie. The map is a lie. It's all a lie. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and save here after I look at the license board. So you might notice Vaughn doesn't have one. We have to pick one. So you must choose in order to do it. Once you choose a board, it cannot be changed. This is true. So these are your options. So in the I was gonna say description. In the comments below, you will pick one of these, and I will pick someone from the comments and use their selection. So these are your choices. We have White Mage, traditional White Mage, Shikari, which is essentially a ninja. They also have First Aid, which is an awful technique, but we may take advantage of it occasionally. But they are essentially ninjas. Bushi are samurai. Sight Unseeing is a very, very powerful technique, actually, by the way. You can purposefully blind your samurai and then have them use Sight Unseeing. It's very good. Black Mages, traditional Black Mage. Archer, traditional Archer. They have Poach, which allows you to capture weakened enemies for rare loot drops and stuff like that. Essentially, Steel, but it consumes the enemy and gives you better loot than Steel does. Foebreaker, I don't like Foebreaker because of the weapons it has. Axes and hammers are a little inconsistent, to say the least, so I don't generally use them. Time Battle Mage, crossbows reflect haste, slow. They also get access to green magic like bubble and stuff like that. Green magic is basically support buffs. I guess haste is a support buff too, but you understand. Decoy is a green magic. Bubble doubles your HP. That's a green magic, stuff like that. Monks punch things or stab things or hit things. Don't stab them with poles. Achilles is a really weird technique that I don't use very much, but it does have its uses. We can also preview boards, by the way, if you wanted to get really into seeing specifically what they have, for instance, or how the board is laid out. You might notice Monk gets a lot of battle lore. It's a thing. Anyway, we also have Knight, which is more along the lines of a Dark Knight than, a Paladin or something like that. They have access to Soul Eater, which will hurt them to deal fairly substantial damage. But they otherwise have sword and shield and heavy armor and stuff like that. Red Battle Mage, you guys know what you guys know what a red mage is. Machinist or Machinist, however you prefer it. They have Charm. You want to know that Balthier defaults to this, has Charm, perfect. I don't generally use them, but Ulan is essentially a dragoon that can kill themselves to revive teammates. I don't necessarily condone doing that. It doesn't kill you, by the way, but it can. It sacrifices a lot of your HP usually all of it, to revive an ally. It can be useful. It saves you from having to use a Phoenix down if your healer goes down, for instance. You can sacrifice your Ulan to revive your White Mage, and then have your White Mage actually just cast Revive on people instead of using Phoenix downs. It is an option. But that is, of course, all of our choices there. So White Mage, Ninja, Samurai, Black Mage, Archer, Foe Breaker, Time Mage, Monk, Knight, Red Mage, Machinist, and Ulan. I think I already said Ulan, but... So in the comments below, I would like people to say which of these that they would prefer I pick for Vaughn, and I will randomly choose someone from the comments. So, there you go. For now, that's going to be it for this video, and it will be a day, at least, probably, before the next video comes out to allow people to post a comment here. So that I may pick... This one's this one. I don't want to freaking 3 a.m. in the morning. Look, man, what is sleep? I have a PS4 now. We don't do that sleep thing anymore. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. I'll pick it tomorrow. And I'll see you then. So thanks for watching. Appreciate support, new series, comments, likes, share, you know the deal. You guys know the deal. Thanks for watching. See you next time.